All right, welcome to number 8 in our underrated or overrated series, and oh boy, we got some good ones for everyone this time. Yeah, and thanks for sending these in. These are always great topics. So today we have reading tire wear and adjusting your tire pressure or suspension for the tire wear. We're getting a toe for a lap time, and tire warmer temps. Hotter is hotter better. Okay, the first one. Oh boy, let me let me settle in here. This is quite the contentious topic, and I'll break it down a few different ways. I'll break it down a few different ways. So let me just take you through it. I think that if you're having weird tire wear, right, whether it's cold tearing, right? Whether it's hot tearing, whether it's cupping, whatever it might be, you're having weird tire wear. And yeah, tires are effing expensive, right? So I get it. So if you're having weird tire wear, does adjusting tire pressures or suspension help that? And the answer is it can. But it's give and take. So the way that I look at it is this: if your suspension works in a working envelope, right? Whether it's the stock suspension or aftermarket suspension, there's a range that it's supposed to work in. If the tire is the correct compound for that track surface, that temperature, where you're at in your riding, the suspension would have to be pretty far out of whack to screw up the tire wear. I mean, so you're going to be outside the envelope. So the first thing is, if it's stock OEM suspension or even aftermarket to a degree, right? If it's outside that envelope, is it in a position to take the forces that you need for that track surface and that track temperature? And if it's in that operating window of being able to accept the correct force, and the tire wear is not correct, you have the wrong tire. It's that simple. So that's one part of it. And the second part of it is, am I going to, if I only have a certain tire, right? If it's my only tire for the day, or the track surface is really abrasive, am I going to adjust my suspension or pressures for that? And the answer is no. I don't want to take away from how my handling is for tire wear, right? So if I'm not going to add a shit ton of rebound, or I'm not going to take away rebound, or whatever it might be to affect tire wear when it's going to affect the performance of my bike, I have the wrong tire. It's that simple. Now, I may not be able to get the right tire, and I may have to ride through it or deal with it. Yeah, that's the way it goes. But am I going to adjust my tire pressures or suspension for tire wear? The answer is no, I'm not. And I think it's completely overrated. There could be a few caveats to that. I mean, for instance, when we've gone to some of the new tracks at Motor America, we may have run a little bit more pressure in the tire, and ultimately the tire is going to end up wearing the same. It just might prolong it a little bit. So we're still going to get tearing, depending on if it's a new track surface, we might get some tearing. So we might play around with that, but all it's going to do is essentially prolong it. But it's also going to affect grip to a degree as well. So you have to take those things into consideration. So yeah, reading tire wear and adjusting the pressures or suspension for it, yeah, completely overrated. You basically have the wrong tire. And yeah, I get it. You may be stuck with one tire, you may be stuck whatever track surface, but I personally am not going to take away how my bike works or how my rider's bike works for tire wear. We have the wrong tire. We'll try different tires, or we'll get a different tire. So yeah, kind of a crazy topic, but there you go. Second one, getting a tow for a lap time. Yeah, also overrated, right? So I get it, right? There's times where I think there's times where getting a toe for some confidence is okay. Like you're struggling with a particular section, you may not know how somebody's getting through it, or you want to see what somebody else is doing, or you've got an issue, right? So I think getting a toe for some confidence is one thing, getting a toe for a lap time is another. And you getting getting the toe for the lap time fundamentally is not the right way to go, right? That's sort of getting your lap time from an emotion rather than technique. Very hard to duplicate. And you wonder why. Okay, well, I went back there and now I can't get back to that lap time. And a lot of times we also see this in racing. So we'll see racing where you're 2 or 3 seconds faster in the race than practice or even qualifying. And it's because, yeah, you're using somebody else for a point of reference. Now, whether that's your brake points or your throttle, your acceleration points, or your mid-corner speeds, whatever it might be. But the bottom line is it's something that technique-wise you need to work on. And again, when you get a toe for a lap time, boy, does it make it hard to replicate. Yeah, difficult. The goal is to be able to have your practice and qualifying times basically where your race times are. And yeah, I mean, a lot of times you'll see that, queue times are faster than race times. So yeah, getting a toe for lap time, overrated. I get it on the confidence scale, but it's ultimately not the right way to go. Tire warmer temps, hotter is better, right? Not necessarily. So the idea is that we want our tire and rim to be at a temperature that allows, maximum grip, but also when we say the rim is if the tire is at a certain temperature and the rim's not warmed up enough, then as you go through your session or sessions and the rim gets hotter, that's going to affect the tire temperature. So the goal is to be able to have your tire warmers at a temperature that you're going to see out on track. So if it's really hot outside, we're going to bump our warmers up because it's hotter outside. If it's colder out, we're actually going to reduce our tire temperature somewhat, because if we set our tire temperatures, I'm going to make it up, right? If we set our tire temperatures to, oh my gosh, 200 degrees or 210 degrees, and you go out there and, track temps not even 70 degrees, right? You're going to end up with a tire issue. So the idea is to be able to match our tire warmer temps close approximately to what we're going to see out on track. So we want to be able to leave and have that as a solidified temperature. So that's a great goal. The other goal with this is, again, having your rim up to temperature to match your tire. And the heat soak takes a really long time, longer than you think. So getting your warmers on, getting them going so the rim heats up, and the rim is hot, the tire's hot, it's got a good heat soak, the carcass is hot. Really important, not only for tire wear, but for just overall longevity with the tires. So yeah, hotter's not always better. So that one's also overrated. The goal is to be able to match the environment that you're going to be on. So there you go, underrated or overrated, number 8. And yeah, please keep sending these in. I appreciate it. And if you like them, then we'll keep doing them.